Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So a few weeks ago, I remember getting a comment that said he was a bit panicky about the spot price fluctuating a lot. And as we have seen in the last few months, the spot price of both gold and silver has gone down and fluctuated massively. It keeps going up and down. Right now, gold is around the £1,500 mark, and silver I think is around the £18 mark. So it's been quite volatile because I think a few months ago silver was around £19 and gold was at least £1,600. So, but my message is to not worry about the spot price too much, because the spot price isn't value. The markets are very slow to factor in value. In macroeconomics, because I study economics, in macroeconomics we have two types of models. Models that assume flexible prices and models that assume sticky prices. Flexible prices are the assumption that prices are quick to balance out supply and demand. But that is only a good assumption in the long run. The main assumption for short run models in macroeconomics is sticky prices. So prices are what, as described, as sticky. So they take a long time to adjust to equilibrate supply and demand. But right now, gold and silver are both heavily undervalued and they're heavily manipulated. So the price that you're seeing right now is not the true price. If you're buying, the price right now is a bargain price compared to what it's gonna be, because soon the central banks have constantly kept raising the base rate in the last few years. Like, I think this month the Bank of England raised it again to 5%. But this means that it makes people who borrow money have to pay back more interest. So if someone has a mortgage, they're going to have to pay back more mortgage repayments every month. And some people are saying that this could cause the housing market to crash, because if people can no longer afford their mortgage, they're going to be forced to sell that. They're going to be forced to repossess their house by the bank, and the bank's going to have to sell the house on the market. But what if tons of houses are having to be repossessed at the same time? Say maybe 1,000 people across the country, or 10,000 people are having to have their house repossessed just because they can't afford it. That's going to cause a massive increase in the supply of houses. So that's going to cause it to crash. And it's a similar example with stocks too. Stocks, they're companies. There's ownership in the company, shares of ownership. So companies rely on loans to run their business. So they're not going to be able to afford higher interest rates. So they're going to go bankrupt, some of them. And some companies are going to have falling sales revenues because customers have less credit to spend. So all of the markets, except for gold and silver, are looking at a much worse situation than gold and silver. Gold and silver are the safest markets at the moment, because the housing market and the stock market are big risk of crashing like bigger than the Great Depression, like I think way more than 30% on average. But the central bank will keep raising the interest rate as long as inflation is high. But I think that you shouldn't worry about the spot price of gold and silver too much, because the spot price is just wrong, it's not right. What is useful to look at is look at ratios. Look at the gold Dow to gold ratio, or the S&P 500 to gold ratio, or the FTSE 100 to gold ratio, and so on. So you look at the ratios, and if you look at those ratios, you can see that gold and silver are undervalued. And right now is a good time to buy gold and silver. Right now we're buying it at bargain prices. I see this price drop as an opportunity to buy more gold. At the moment I can't buy more gold myself, but if you can buy gold, right now is a good time to buy gold. But even if the price crashed to, let's say, £1,000, I wouldn't worry, because that would mean that if the price of gold crashed to £1,000, that would also mean that that is a that is like a 40% drop in price. But if gold crashed 40%, then that means that housing must have crashed 60%, and stocks must have crashed 70%. So gold is still the winner because you can still buy more gold. You can still buy more stocks per ounce of gold and more houses per ounce of gold. So it's all about value, not price. Don't panic about the price because in the long run, this is going up. And if there is ever hyperinflation, you know, where there's like 50% or 100% inflation per year, then having gold will go to astronomical prices that will protect you from hyperinflation. Having gold is better. Having gold or silver is better than having cash, because cash can either go one way or the other. It's unpredictable. But with gold and silver, it's very predictable. You can see that in a hyperinflation scenario, gold will be very valuable. But in a deflationary scenario, gold will be slightly more valuable compared to what it used to be. So I'm gonna keep buying gold as long as I can afford it. Right now I can't afford gold, but I think I should be able to buy another ounce of gold in a few months. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.